Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Dear Venerable Sangha, Buddhist ladies and gentlemen, you are invited to join us in this weekly Buddhist newsreel on Phật Sự Online channel. Hereafter, 4 major headlines of Buddhist activities of the week. Funeral for Most Venerable Thích Phổ Tuệ, Dharma Master of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha. Conference on Monastic Affairs Review and Personnel Nomination of Term 2021-2026. Buddhism charity activities rolled out nationwide. Conference opening for implementation of information technology application in Dharma enactment. And following are the news in details. After 2 days of mourning for Most Venerable Thích Phổ Tuệ, Dharma Master of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, the commemoration and worshipping ceremony for his entry into the stupa took place at Viên Minh Pagoda, Hanoi at 9 a.m. on October 24, 2021.
The ceremony took place in a dignified atmosphere with the participation of religious leaders of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, venerable monks and nuns from northern provinces and cities, representatives of the party, government, Vietnam Fatherland Front at all levels, and a large number of Buddhists among the attendees. At all Buddhist temples, pagodas and monasteries in the country were mindful toward Viên Minh Temple to pay their respect and memorials to the deceased Venerable Master. The elderly Most Venerable THÍCH, Deputy Dharma Master of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, read the memorial, and Most Venerable Thích Thanh Nhiễu, Vice Chairman of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Administrative Council, on behalf of the organizing committee, read the speech of thankful acknowledgement. It was followed by citing the John Fallon Sutra before conducting the procedural ritual to position Most Venerable coffins in the stupa. In parallel with the memorial ceremony taking place at Viên Minh Pakiatro Temple, a simultaneous ritual was also conducted at Quảng Đức Zen Monastery in Ho Chi Minh City, with religious leaders, monks and nuns and leaders of ministry, department, central and city sectors solemnly holding a mindset forward to the Viên Minh Temple to pay respect to the Most Venerable. In this southern location, Most Venerable Thích Thiện Pháp, standing Vice Chairman of VBS, read out the thanks to the party and state leadership agencies and all monks, nuns, and Buddhists among the attendees. During the Buddha's chanting by the funeral attendees, the organizing committee performed the ritual of moving the coffin and circumambulation for positioning the coffin in the stupa at Viên Minh Temple. The funeral of the Most Venerable Thích Phổ Tuệ was completed and received attentions and condolences from the head of the countries around the world, leaders of all levels of government, the party and the state, and a large number of monks and nuns and Buddhists at home and abroad. According to the special annunciation of the Standing Board of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha Administrative Council, it was required of a Buddhist Sangha Administrative Board at all levels to hang the flag of the Buddha, set up an incense altar, a memorial portrait of the Dharma Master, and host a memorial service at headquarters. At temples and monasteries, it was required to toll the A4 Prajana drum bell and recite the Buddha's name right at the time, as the Sangha held the memorial ceremony in parallel with the funeral program taking place at Viên Minh Temple. At the headquarters of the office, the Standing Buddhist Board of Bình Dương Province, together with leaders of the local authorities, agencies and organizations, respectfully and solemnly held the memorial ceremony directed at Viên Minh Temple to pay respect to the sacred soul of the Dharma Master and spend a minute of silence in gratitude for his merits for devoting his life to the cause of Vietnam Buddhism. In according to the last will of the Dharma Master, monks and nuns of Bình Dương Province recited the John Fallon, the first sutta where the Buddha preached to the 5 brothers, including Brahmin Kondana at Sanath. At Tỉnh Họ Pagoda in Đồng Nai Province, the Provincial Buddhist Administrative Board also solemnly set up an incense altar to hold a memorial ceremony for the Dharma Master and respectfully bowed before his memorial portrait, grateful for his lifelong dedication to VBS and the nation. The entire aggregation watched the ceremony online and directed to Viet Minh Temple where the metal coffin was being positioned in stupa. In Trà Vinh, Lưỡng Xuyên Temple, the permanent Buddhist Administrative Board of Council Trà Vinh Province and the local government leaders also solemnly held a memorial ceremony for the Dharma Master and looked forward to the Viet Minh Temple. In a solemn atmosphere, Most Venerable THÍCH announced the biography of Dharma Master, and the Most Venerable THÍCH offered memorial words to praise the Dharma Master great deeds, with all people bowed her heads to praise the highest position, the longest lifespan, and the brightest virtue. The venerable dignitaries and the entire aggregation have single-mindedly memorialized and prayed for the sacred soul of Dharma Master to enter the Buddha land. At the Provincial Buddhist Administrative Board office in Đồng Tháp Province, Bù Quang Pagoda, the memorial ceremony was also held solemnly with the attendance of the venerable monks and representative of the local government. Before that, on the evening of October 23, 2021 at the Vietnam Buddhist University, Ho Chi Minh City solemnly held a memorial ceremony towards the funeral of the Master with a heart full of respect and gratitude. Following the guidance of Elder Most Venerable Director THÍCH, monks and nuns of the VEBU solemnly decorated the incense altar and the Dharma Master portrait to offer incense in memory of respectable Vietnam Buddhist monks. After more than a century, Most Venerable still kept his life as pure as the monastic patriarch of the past. The Dharma Master had meditated for nearly 100 years. Besides farming, he spent most of his time practicing diligently and contributing to the development of Buddhism in the country. Many Buddhism works left to the world are the results from the translation process and compiled by Most Venerable.
In accordance with the circular number 229 TTHDTS promulgated by the Central VBS, the administrative boards of districts and towns in provinces and cities across the country each held a conference to nominate personnel for the District Buddhist Administrative Board for the term 2021-2026, taking into account of the control of COVID-19 in each locality. The following is the summary of the organization of conferences of some district Buddhist administrative boards.
At Sung Đức Pagoda, Kiên Giang Province, the Phú Quốc City Buddhist Administrative Board solemnly held an online conference to nominate the personnel for the term 2021 to 2026 on the 24th of October. The Phú Quốc City Buddhist Administrative Board focused on social security work and gained nearly 16 billion Vietnamese đồng to support the construction of almhouses, construction of rural roads and bridges, free medical examination and treatment for people in difficult circumstances, and education scholarships for poor students' children. In the new term, Venerable Thích Phước Thiền was nominated as the head of Phú Quốc Buddhist Administrative Board. In his inaugural address, the Venerable affirmed that he will be determined to complete all Buddhist assignments. During the inauguration, the Venerable donated 70 million Vietnamese đồng to build almhouses, and Master Nun Thích Nữ Huệ Thiện also volunteers to sponsor 10 scholarships for the poor and studious students. Previously, the District Buddhist Administrative Boards of Rồng Riềng, Hòn Đất, Gò Quao, and An Minh in Kiên Giang Province also held a conference to nominate the new personnel for the new term in an online platform, while the social distancing was still applicable in the locality. At Long Khánh, the Buddhist Administrative Board of the city solemnly held a conference to review the Buddhist monastic affairs and nominated the personnel for the new term 2021 to 2026 on the 26th of October. Venerable Thích Huệ Tánh was again nominated to be the head of the City Buddhist Administrative Board in the new term 2021 to 2026, and the Venerable determined to continue the contribution, fostering and improving the qualifications of administrative board members to encourage the monks, nuns, and Buddhists to build culture and perform activities associated with social life. At Hội An Pagoda, Vĩnh Long Province, the Buddhist Administrative Board in Vũng Liêm District held the online conference on key personnel nomination for the term 2021 to 2026 on the 21st of October. In the past 5 years, Buddhism in Vũng Liêm District has achieved many remarkable Buddhist achievements and reached more than 18 billion Vietnamese đồng for social welfare work. For the term 2021 to 2026, Venerable Thích Lệ Lạc was again re-elected to be the head of the District Administrative Board. Before that, on the 15th of October, the Buddhist Administrative Board of Long Hồ District had held an online conference to nominate new personnel for the new term at the main hall of Long Thành Pagoda. Thereby, the conference also reported on Buddhist monastic affairs and activities in the last term, and outstandingly the social security performance, which attained over 21 billion Vietnamese đồng. Addressing the assignment, Venerable Thích Thiện Tâm, representing the new administrative board, said that he would continue to promote the achievements and bring Buddhism in Long Hồ District to a strong development. At Pháp Hoa Pagoda, Quảng Nam Province, the Buddhist Administrative Board of Điện Bàn Thao held a conference to review the monastic affairs and nominate personnel for the term 2021 to 2026 on the 22nd of October 2021. In the past term, the District Administrative Board has formulated 16 ashrams to gather Buddhists in the whole town. The temples also organize monthly retreats for Buddhists with opportunities to understand the Buddha's teachings. There are 15 families in the town that have maintained uninterrupted ascetic practices, and a number of Buddhist youth clubs are established, bringing together many young people to participate in religious studies under the guidance of the abbot. The social security work has attained over 15 billion Vietnamese đồng. Venerable Thích Huệ Phát was reappointed the new head of the District Buddhist Administrative Board for the term 2021 to 2026. At Ngọc Phước Monastery, Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu Province, the Buddhist Administrative Board of Bà Rịa City solemnly held an online conference on the election of personnel for the term 2021 to 2026 on the 20th of October. As reported, despite the limited number of personnel in the past term, the board has also completed important Buddhist-run projects. For the new term of 2021 to 2026, the conference unanimously elected Venerable Thích Nguyên Bình to continue the position of head of the Buddhist Administrative Board in Bà Rịa City. The nun subsection in Thái Bình Province held a conference to summarize Buddhist work and appoint personnel for the term 2021 to 2026 at Thánh Long Pagoda on the 10th of October 2021. In Thái Bình Province, there are over 400 friaries, and 2/3 of them are serviced by nun abbots. The provincial nun subsection has successfully completed Buddhist monastic affairs in the 2016 to 2021 term, with many individuals and groups achieving the excellent results. The monks and nuns of Thái Bình Province also volunteers to work in the pandemic epicenter, flood-hit areas, the border areas, remote islands, for the sake of the fellow country compatriots, and many other Buddhist works that have been done by the venerables and reverend monks.
During the time of social distancing, provincial Buddhist administrative boards in provinces, temples, Buddhist monasteries, and Buddhist groups have actively joined hands with the local authorities in charity work, supporting the disadvantaged people to overcome the difficulties caused by the pandemic. In the past week, various Buddhist charity activities have taken place throughout the country.
On the morning of October 23, 2021, the Buddhist Administrative Board of District A, in collaboration with the District Committee of People's Commissar, Vietnam Fatherland Front Committee of the District, the Red Cross Society, the District Study Promotion Association, awarded 84 scholarships and schooling tools to orphans who lost their parents during the COVID-19 epidemic, giving 37 gifts and cash to support the terminally ill people and the lonely elderly, 92 gifts and cash to blind people in the local area. The total value of the gift is 385 million VND. It is known that during the fourth COVID-19 outbreak, the sponsoring committee of the Red Cross Association of District 8 and the District Buddhist Administrative Board collaborated with the District Fatherland Front Committee to carry out charity activities with a total value of more than 30 billion dong. Faced with a shortage of food and sustenance, especially rice, the Buddhist Administrative Board of Long An Province, in collaboration with the Provincial Public Security, has implemented the programs Rice Backup Empathy with 100 tons of rice to support disadvantaged people and their families to overcome the pandemic. The journey of sharing love has brought 100 tons of rice to 14 districts and towns. The image of monks, policemen, and volunteers working hard throughout the pandemic spell, traveling from place to place regardless of sunny or rainy weather, crossing hundreds of kilometers, carrying rice full of vitality and full of life, enthusiastically full of love and sense of compatriots, rice bag of empathy containing and spreading many human emotions, and joy is the emotion and motivation for those who implemented the program. Sponsored by Song Tien Co. Limited, on the morning of October 23, 2021, the Tự Nguyện Pagoda Charity Society and the Central Committee for Mass Mobilization presented 700 essential gifts to disadvantaged people in Thạch Phú District and 300 gifts for people in Ma Kê Nam District, Bến Tre Province. Each gift is worth 800,000 VND. On the same day, the charity team handed over 3 almshouses in Hoa Lợi Commune, Thạch Phú District. The construction cost of each apartment is 55 million VND. The program is sponsored by Venerable Thích Pháp Hòa, abbot of Trúc Lâm Monastery in Canada. When the distancing was gradually eased from the beginning of October until now, thousands of Gia Lai people who had lived and worked in Ho Chi Minh City and some southern provinces started returning to their rural homeland. To control the epidemic effectively, the authority of Gia Lai province have carefully prepared call on benefactors to support essential necessities for those people during the quarantine period, with the support from Khánh An Monastery. Ho Chi Minh City of staple food includes 20 tons of rice and 2,000 boxes of noodles. The food was distributed to the isolation area in Chu Se, Mang Giang, Phu Tiên, Chu Pa, and some other isolation zones on October 21st and 22nd. Master Nun Tử Nhẫn made offerings to support 35 friaries. The gift includes necessities and 500,000 VND cash. To ensure the safety, the nun gathered to give gifts at Phước Viên Pagoda, Phú Mỹ Town, Bà Rịa Vũng Tàu Province. Also on this trip, the Master Nun also donated necessity to Phước Hải Monastery and Viên Chiêu Monastery in Phước Hải Commune, Long Thành District, Đồng Nai Province. On the afternoon of October 26, 2021, Venerable Thích Minh Trí, abbot of Long Bu Pagoda, Càng Long District, together with the local government, held a groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of Rural Bridge No. 53 to facilitate traffic, transportation and travel to school when the rainy season is coming. The construction cost 120 million VND, partly funded by the family of Mr. Nguyễn Minh Kiều, Đồng Nai Province. Since the beginning of the year, Long Bu Pagoda has started construction of nearly 20 rural traffic bridges in Dra Vinh Province. On October 24, 2021, Master Nun Thích Nữ Diệu Minh, abbot of Vạn Phước Pagoda, handed over 2 almshouses to Mrs. Nguyễn Thị Cẩm family in Xóm Chùa Hamlet and Mrs. Nguyễn Thị Tươi household in Ấp Hòa Hamlet. Previously, on October 19, 2021, the Master Nun handed over to Mr. Nguyễn Huỳnh Văn Thuấn household 1 almshouse in Kiến Vàng Hamlet. The total value of 3 almshouses is 150 million VND. To continue the empathy journey in carrying thousands of tons of vegetables to support the people in the pandemic-affected area, on October 21, 2021, Buddhist Administrative Board, Buddhist Charity of Đà Lạt City, transported 20 tons of vegetables to share with people in need. The charity kittens in An-Tây Ward and Huế City. The board also transferred 35 tons of agricultural products to support the people of Ho Chi Minh City, Kim Cang Monastery in Bình Chánh District, Hùng Vương Hospital, Bình Dân Hospital, and An Ninh Pagoda Charity Kitchen.
Over the past time, the COVID-19 pandemic has halted many activities and livelihoods in social life in general and Buddhism in particular, especially during the time of social distancing. Faced with that situation, the Standing Board of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha's Dharma Enactment Section established a team to exchange, share, and guide members of the Dharma Enactment subsections of provinces and cities through online platforms in each region. On the morning of October 25, 2021, the Dharma Enactment Section held the opening ceremony of the online conference to transfer technology in 2 days, October 25th and 26th, 2021, for Dharma Enactment subsections of 6 southern provinces and cities, including Cần Thơ, Cà Mau, Bạc Liêu, Sóc Trăng, Hậu Giang, and Vĩnh Long.
Speaking in his opening speech, Mr. Thích Phước Nghiêm, Vice Head of the Central Dharma Enactment Section, said, "Over the past time, the COVID-19 pandemic in the country is still complicated, and the online lecture program has brought a very positive effect to all Buddhists, overseas and in-country ones, for them to access the Buddha teachings. Therefore, the Dharma Enactment Section has deployed the application of information technology in teaching the Dharma in the provinces and cities to help the venerable dignitaries to be able to propagate the Dharma on the online forum as planned." Venerable Thích Minh Nhẫn, Vice Head and Chief Secretary of the Central Dharma Enactment Section, also said that the course conference was first deployed in the 6 Southern Province cluster, and it would be further deployed in each cluster of 5 to 6 provinces and cities. It is expected that by December, the technology transfer and training would be completed for all 63 provinces and cities in the country. The content of the training includes presentation on the application of technology in the work of Dharma preaching, benefits and challenges, instructions on how to apply on website, Facebook, YouTube, Zalo, as well as issues of personal information security in cyberspace. In addition, the team also introduced modern means and tools, camcorders, phones, to help take pictures, film and record the lecture, as well as organized online training and learning programs for knowledge enrichment, and skills in organizing the courses, the online lectures, online ascetic practices for Buddhists and those who love Buddhism. Accordingly, the first training program was conducted right after the opening ceremony. Reverend monks would be able to practice and experience in real-time training with the assistance of selected trainers who had been drilled in the 4.0 professional training courses and the lecture tools course organized by the Central Dharma Enactment Section during the past 3 months.
Venerable monks and nuns, Buddhist ladies and gentlemen, the last news has started off this weekly Buddhist newsreel. Thank you for your attention and following. Goodbye and see you in the next program on PSO TV channel. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha.